we finally get to talk about the mistake known as Aetherdrift.
Oh, the mistake. Uh-oh. All right. Let's see. Okay. Here we are. All
All
right. So
right.
just yeah, give your thoughts,
So
brother. Walk us through
so
it. What is
to start before pricing, Aetherdrift is uh supposed to be what's known as Old Kaladesh. So if you've ever played Kaladesh, it was a set probably 9-10 years ago, and it was just like this, where it was all about vehicles and artifacts and artificers and getting value out of energy and all that kind of stuff. Because Teferi messed with the timeline, um, we are now in a plane known as Evishkar.
gotcha?
So Evishkar, I guess, replaces Kaladesh, which for some odd reason I hate really much, but because Kaladesh is one of my favorite sets. But
Gotcha.
Chandra Nalar finally returns home. Um, she is now going to participate in a Gearper Grand Prix, which is a multiplanar death race. So this set's pretty much like your everyday Mad Max Fury Road type thing, where
Gotcha.
it's a bunch of people trying to kill each other on a in a race.
It's got it. So you know what I mean? Like it's a little bit Fast and Furious, a little bit Mad Max. Um,
Yes.
so there's been a lot of buzz about this. It sounds like you're not so hype on it. What's your overall excitement level, 1 to 10?
Um, as we are moving into a new plane, if this was Kaladesh, I probably would have enjoyed it a little more. And the new mechanics coming out in the set, I really dislike. But with this specific set, I'm gonna say that it's definitely on the lowest part of the list for my favorite sets, and that is a week before it releases, mainly because of like nostalgia reasons. Like
Mm,
when you're walking into a set that is just like a set that you really enjoyed, and they just kind of shift it, it's kind of like
yeah.
Wizards trying to mess with your mind a little bit. I
Yeah,
don't
the
really
pesky
like that
wizard.
much.
Gotcha. Yeah, there's no shortage of people complaining about wizards. So it is set at $44 at release, I believe.
So a regular play booster is $5.49 MSRP. Collector boosters are $25, and set bundles are $54. The
Gotcha.
commander decks are going to be $45 a piece.
Okay, gotcha. Yep. So is that are all sets basically around the same price points when they come out?
Yeah. So what MSRP is, what it is a measured retail price.
Mhm.
So basically, this will be what you see in most stores. I would say that the only place it changes is like the big value stores like Target, Walmart, all that kind of stuff, where they
Mhm.
try to upcharge every card set because they can.
Yes. Because if you're
So
buying from there, you're like me, you might be a noob. Yeah.
yes, for everybody who's watching, please go support your own card stores. Do not buy at Walmart or Target.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
It
So
messes
what
with your wallet and it messes with the local stores.
Absolutely. So what is the overall vibe from the community? If you're testing the waters here, is there a lot of hype around this, or is it more so people in line with your perspective here that you're kind of lukewarm at best?
Yeah, so with this particular set, it's more like a filler set. It's not like something that's just gonna burst out and be the set that everybody wants, because no, you're not gonna get that.
Gotcha.
We're just going back to a plane where most people, it was their favorite plane. Uh, And now that they kind of switched it up and brought a new world to it, um, the people that like Magic for the nostalgia will probably lean away from buying this set.
So they've retconned it, and it's like Star Wars. Like, is it maybe is a metaphor here? Example, that people
Yeah,
don't like it. They've changed it up, and the nostalgia. The people that like it don't like what they've done with it. They've retconned it.
yeah. So this is the comparison of Disney buying out Star Wars.
Gotcha. Which is not good. Yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's the major takeaway. The MSRP went up on this set, so that will also kind of push people out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not really a lot of push cards. We'll talk about this later, but there's really only one push card, and that will also have people kind of leaning away from the set.
Gotcha. Well, let's jump into the cards. Let's jump into the cards here. Why can companies not do this? Just one last note. Why can they? Because they want to take stuff that they consider safe, which people love, properties people love. They don't want to do anything new, and then they can never stay true to them. They can never make people happy, and it's such a hard thing to do because everybody holds something dear to their heart, and they have a different point of view on it, or consider it to be this way or that way. So it is hard when taking a property that is beloved, but they seem to not be willing to do new things. So it's a double-edged sword there. So let's jump into the commanders here, so we can talk a little bit. Let's talk shop here, and we should be on it. Let me know if I'm on the right one here. I should be.
Yeah. So first we got Saheeli Radiant Creator. It's gonna be a colorless green, blue, and red. This is you're gonna be your classic energy deck. But she does what artificers do, honestly. So, what she says is, whenever you cast a artificer or artifact spell, you get an energy. So, energy could be used for abilities for any cards that have spend this amount of energy, do this.
Gotcha.
And there's really good commanders in energy already, but this also introduces green to those colors. So this is just going to be mainly, we already have this in white, blue, and red with some of the previous sets, like Modern Horizons 3. But Saheeli's second ability is, at the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay 3 mana or 3 energy. When you do, create a token that's a copy of target permanent you control, except it's a 5/5 artifact creature in addition to its other types, and it has haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step, and it's a 4/4. So this puts the previous energy commander from MH3 and adds elements for Mishra, the commander that was released like 2 or 3 years ago. So what Mishra said is, on your upkeep, you just get a 4/4 token that is a copy of any permanent you control. And the energy commander that came out in MH3, it said you get an energy when it attacks, but when you pay energy, you could pay. You just immediately get a copy of the creature that's also attacking, but you could pay energy to keep it at your end step. So gotcha. It kind of just puts both cards together.
Okay. And this is your star of this deck.
I would say it's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because it's an energy deck, so like any good energy cards that have ever been printed before kind of outsteps Saheeli. But Saheeli is a decent commander for the deck. She also has her mom, or Chandra's mom, as a second commander, and she pretty much does the same thing. So there's not really a difference between the two commanders.
Mm-hmm.
So just plain out energy deck. Not much I could say about it.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like you're an energy deck guy. But this is the latest deck that's coming out. So do you want to? Okay, let's jump over to
The other deck.
Right here, right?
So
Emmett.
yes. So this is Timid. Timid used to be a white-blue commander, and he also was printed in Hour of Devastation Amonkhet. And he is your everyday zombie commander. Specifically this one. The previous one just said tokens you control gain flying, and you could just make a bunch of creature tokens and start swinging with them. But with this specific commander, it's 2 colorless, white, blue, and black for a 4/4 with Vigilance and Menace. It says whenever it attacks, draw a card, discard a card. Whenever you draw a card, zombies you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. So this is a deck that you throw all your zombies in. This is also a very good deck for cycling. So cycling, drawing cards, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so that specific commander is probably the best one, but it also comes with a second commander, but it's not all 3 colors. It's just white, black for 1/3. Whenever you discard a creature card, you may pay 2 and a blue. If you do, create a tap token that's a copy of that card, except it's a 4/4 black zombie. So it just grows your army pretty much. This is also something you put Scarab God in. Scarab God is really, really good in this deck. And all of your previous zombie experiences in Hour of Devastation and Amonkhet also go in this deck.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot. So you've highlighted some, not necessarily. Well, you've highlighted the best and some of the good. What is the worst commander in this deck?
The worst commanders out of both of them is probably the second commander in Timid, the full art card next to him. Yeah, it's Hashiton, Scarab's Fist.
So why are you picking on here?
Yeah, so the other commanders do what they do. Saheeli kind of does the same thing as Pianalar. But Timid is the best out of this specific commander deck. And the second commander also has you have to cut a color to, or no, it doesn't because of the mana ability. So actually, it keeps all of its colors, but you lose the value in drawing cards, which I really enjoy in Commander. Like if you have a commander that draws cards, you're going somewhere.
Like a recruiter. Yeah, I do like the Roman the Roman Empire, fan of me here is liking that little eagle. It's kind of like a little bit of a Warhammer feel vibe to it as well. You see the eagle here over on the side, the standard. Yeah.
It might actually be a Sphinx.
Oh yeah.
I just can't see the head.
I think you're right. Yep.
Yeah, but the zombies of Hour of Devastation and Amonkhet praised the Sphinx. I forget his name, but that is something that they did look up towards, like the angelic type of radiance that comes from a Sphinx is kind of like
it's undeniable
pleasing to them.
Yeah, it's pleasing to me too. I like a Sphinx. You know what I mean? If you were throwing out just things to worship, I think that it's worthy of my worship. Right there. So we got this coming out next week. I've heard word on the street that it's not looking to sell all that well. Any insight on that? Any predictions on sales?
I think they just threw cards at us. Honestly, there's nothing really in this set that kind of just peels people's interests. And I could be wrong. There could be people out here that really support this set.
Yeah.
But realistically, There's nothing in this set other than the Lotus that actually is like a chase card. So
Gotcha.
like every card in here is pretty much like it does its thing, and then it kind of is just dull after that.
Gotcha. So not much excitement over all, but we are going to jump into a list right here that comes from one of our favorite sites. And no shame, let us know below if you guys are looking forward to it, and if you disagree and think that these commanders kick ass and Zach is wrong. Let's go to